What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we've got more alternate arts from BT8 we need to be talking about. You see, yesterday I showed you all of those lovely alternate art cards from BT8, including Gamamon, and there were probably some others, but, you know, Gamamon. But it turns out there are half a dozen alternate art tamers as well that I'm fairly sure are box toppers. The lovely DTCG review is just checking that for me as I record this. I will, if they're not box toppers, I'll make sure there's either a note on the video or a comment pinned, but I'm fairly sure they're box toppers, and that's good news for us, right? Because every time Japan has box toppers, they come out over here as box toppers as well. Over in the West, North America, Europe, etc., they end up over here as box toppers. So when BT8 comes out, that is, well, overwhelmingly likely to be what they're going to do. No, not confirmed, but I think overwhelmingly likely is fair. So what are these 6 alternate arts, and should we be a little bit excited about them? Well, they're tamers, basically. And like so many sets, there's actually more than 6. So what they've gone and done is they've basically picked and chosen. We don't get all of the tamers as alternate arts. We get some of them. And there's not really much of a rhyme nor reason here. There's 2 yellow but no black. There's 1 double but only 1. There are some singles left out. I'll be honest with you, it's not entirely consistent. I mean, just off the top of my head here, the fact they haven't included Digimon Emperor, on all turns when your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon is deleted, you can suspend to draw 1. On your opponent's turn, when your opponent's level 3 Digimon moves from the breeding area to the battle area, gain 2 memory. That is a great tamer I'm a huge fan of. That one's not coming. Similarly, Yukio Oikawa, that's the Myotismon one, whereby when your Digimon with Myotismon and its name is deleted, you can suspend it to gain a memory, and then at the end of your opponent's turn, if this is suspended, you can play a Myotismon from your trash without paying. That's ridiculous. You have to delete the tamer, but still, that's ridiculous. Those are tamers which very much caught my eye, which just aren't in the set, or at least aren't as box toppers. Yuji Musha, if you're playing an X-Antibody deck, you are definitely going to want this. When your Digimon with X-Antibody and its type moves from the breeding area to the battle area, you gain a memory and draw a card. And on your turn, when your black Digimon with X-Antibody and its type attacks, you can suspend it to add a card with X-Antibody and its type from your hand under that Digimon as its bottom Digivolution card. X-Antibody love putting cards underneath themselves to get all those inheritable skills. Those are good tamers that have been left out. So who do we actually have? Well, I said we've got a couple of yellows, so we might as well start there. We've got Cody Hina. Now, Cody Hina is a free cost tamer. This is right in the middle. At the start of your main phase, if you have any yellow Digimon in play, you gain a memory. It basically means you're going to gain a memory per turn, as long as you're playing a yellow deck, which you really should be, and that is going to pay for itself sooner rather than later. Then on your turn, when your Digimon with 2 or more colours attacks, you can suspend this tamer to give one of your opponent's Digimon minus 2,000 power for the turn. Which is kind of cool. I mean, yellow love lowering power, so if this is going to end up being free, and then if the game goes on long enough, gaining you some memory, along with being able to lower power, which is what yellow wants to do, that seems pretty good to me. As a side note, if we look at these side by side just for a moment, you'll notice the art is basically the same, but they've gone full art. The bottom of the card there has gone see-through so you can see his feet. Yay. And obviously you've got the shinier background and no border and all, at least, subtle border. All of that good stuff. Now, we also have Kari Kamiya coming in here, 4-cost tamer, which is as expensive as they get. And at the start of your turn, if your memory is 2 or less, set it to 3. We've seen that a million times before, that's fine. And on your turn, when a card is added to your security stack, you can suspend this tamer to gain a memory. And look, we've seen that yellow love security control. That's what yellow tend to do, alright? So if you're telling me every time I put a card back on top of my security, I get to gain a memory as well, in these security control yellow decks, this is going to be a very, very nice option, because they're going to spend a lot of the game putting cards back on top of their security, and that means they're going to gain a whole bunch of memory, and that's a very good thing indeed. Now, there is one tamer coming in here. It is Yole Inoue. And again, I'm probably pronouncing these terribly. I can only apologise. Free cost tamer at the start of your main phase. If you have a red Digimon in play, you gain a memory. So very much like Cody in that regard, but for red. And on your turn, when your Digimon with 2 or more colours attacks, you can suspend this tamer to delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3,000 power or less. Clearly that's an awesome thing. Okay, fine, it's only 3,000 power or less, but that'll get most rookies, not all rookies. But that will get an awful lot of rookies. You're just getting a free deletion, getting rid of a card when you attack. That's clearly a really, really good thing. And something to note about this and about Cody, it doesn't say 2 or more colours, including red, and Cody doesn't say 2 or more colours, including yellow. It's any 2-colour Digimon attacking that will actually activate this. That is pretty gosh darned relevant. Now we have one blue tamer coming in here. It is TK Takaishi. At the start of your turn, if you have 2 or less memory, it goes to 3. Like I said, it's a skill we've seen on a bunch of tamers in the past, but it stops those annoying turns, because we've all been there, right? Where you can turn after turn leave your opponent with exactly 1 memory to play with. It's kind of funny and kind of annoying. Well, this guarantees you get free memory at the start of your turn, which of course is the same amount you would have if your opponent just passed the turn. It forces your opponent to play in a different way, and that's a good thing. Then on your opponent's turn, when their Digimon attacks your blue Digimon, you can rest it to draw a card. And I like this. And this is going to depend a lot on matchups, how often your opponent is attacking a stack, how often your opponent is attacking your Digimon. But every turn, the first time your opponent attacks a blue Digimon, because then you'll be rested, unfortunately, and not be able to rest it again. But every time they attack for the first time, you get to draw a card. And I've made this point in many videos, Digimon doesn't have great draw power. There are a bunch of games out there, the Pokemon TCG springs to mind, that really do have lots of draw cards and lots of draw power. This doesn't. This is not a game with lots of draw. And sure, drawing 1 a turn isn't phenomenal, but actually in the context of this game, that's pretty good. You know, for a lot of decks, the main draw engine is just making sure you evolve regularly to keep drawing cards. This is going to help you immensely. Unless, of course, it's a matchup where your opponent is just going after your security, and then they never attack your blue Digimon, and you don't get to draw cards. But then again, if your opponent ever doesn't attack your Digimon when they want to, just to stop you drawing a card, that is kind of a win for you. Now, there is one pure green Digimon tamer here. We've got Willis. And thankfully for me, this is not a name I have trouble pronouncing. When you play it, you may hatch a Digi-Egg card to an empty space on your breeding area. And I love this as a bonus. It's not a reason to play the card. Because the thing is, right, you're only going to be able to do this when you've got a space in your breeding area. So, you know, if it comes out as a security card, and all of these are played for free as security, as tamers tend to be. I mean, all of them are so far. And so, you know, if it's played as a security, I don't get to play it when there is a space. I just have to cross my fingers and hope. So a lot of the time I can play this card and just not get this, because there is no space on my breeding area to actually hatch an egg. Only, you know, if everything's going to plan, every other turn you'll be hatching an egg. So this will still accelerate it. So if you evolved up a Digimon last turn and brought it out at the start of this turn, you can then play Willis to hatch an egg, and then hopefully evolve it, and then bring it out at the start of your next turn, so you're essentially, you know, getting one every turn, and this can work. It's just super awkward to actually work out the timing and make sure it's good. If it works, it's great, and if you can, you know, really stream Willis together, you can legit do this every turn. It's just a little awkward. Then on your turn, when digivolving one of your Digimon into a Digimon card in your hand with Gargamon or Rapidmon in its name, you can suspend this tamer to reduce the memory cost of the Digivolution by 1. So it's one of these classic cards whereby you kind of know what the deal is here. It is very much a case of, if you are playing a Rapidmon Gargamon deck, this is a phenomenal card that is going to really help, because, you know, once per turn you're reducing that evolution cost, and that's great. And then you get to hatch the egg as well, which is lovely. But if you're not playing that kind of deck, I really don't think it is good enough. and I don't think it's reliable enough, and I don't think it's going to work often enough, just having that other skill. I'd like to be wrong about that, but that I think is where we come down right now. Would like it to be amazing, but I think it is going to be for some decks, not for others. And then we finish off with a hybrid blue-green tamer, Davis Motomiya and Ken Ichiuchi. Incidentally, the only dual-colour tamer in the set. And what we've got here is a 4-cost tamer. At the start of your main phase, if you got a blue Digimon in play, you gain a memory. If you got a green Digimon in play, you gain a memory. Yes, if you've got one of each, you gain 2 memory. Yes, if you got a hybrid blue and green, you gain 2 memory. And then on your turn, when your Digimon digivolves into a Digimon that has 2 or more colours, you may suspend this tamer to unsuspend that Digimon. So this is a little bit awkward, but it does potentially allow you to attack and then evolve and attack again. Now, obviously, you've got to attack and survive so that you can attack again and unsuspend and all of that. But again, if you can make this work, this is really cool. I worry the fact that it's when you digivolve into a Digimon with 2 colours, so you're generally going to have a smaller Digimon that needs to be suspended, i.e. have to have attacked, in order to really make the most of it. But given that you can do this every turn, I think you could really make hay. This is one that I think could have a really big impact. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Those are your tamers for this particular set, or at least your alternate art tamers, which I'm fairly sure are box toppers. And now, it's over to you guys. I want to know what you think about this. I want to know which of these 6 is your favourite. I want to know anything you'd like to tell me. So let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Digimon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, and all kinds of fun things. But by far, the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name is Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.